So, today on EuroMods, I'm going to install this Turbosmart Dualport blow-off valve. I went for a Dualport mainly because it fits onto the factory fitting, plus it's not as loud. From what I understand, it's the first one I've ever fitted. Low boost, it should just recirculate, it sound like normal. High boost, it then should blow off, or split the two. This blow-off valve has an adjustment on it for the spring tension, so you can set it up for higher climates or higher boost depending on what you need. From factory it should be set where it is, so I'm just going to leave it alone. The kit does come with a T-junction and some extra pipe. They say it's better to run it off of a new vac line and plug up the old one. I'm going to try and avoid doing that today because after installing the boost gauge there was a lot of work and I don't know where I could find another vac line to figure this out. So I'm going to install it as it is, see how it works. If it's not working that well or it's causing the engine to run funny, I'll then pull the piping in with a T-junction, run a new pipe, and we'll see how we go. Alright, let's get started.
Right, okay, in the engine bay we have got the factory recirculation valve is just down here on the bottom of the turbo. So what I'm going to understand is we're going to pull off this boost hose. I'll leave that coolant hose because I don't want to mess around with that. And then hopefully we should have enough access to get underneath there. Just a case of pull it off, pull the vac line off, put the new one in, put the vac line on. As I mentioned earlier, I might have to block this vac line and then find a new one around the back of the engine. But I'll figure that out as I go along. I'll take it for a test and see how it runs. So yeah, I'll put you on a tripod and we can get started. Right, got the old recirc valve off. That was a pain in the ass to do. What it's got is these little star key head bolts. If you had like the proper Allen key style, that would have been a lot easier, but we ended up using two wigglies on an extension with a ratchet and an adapter, and we managed to get it undone. It was quite difficult. Dropped one bolt down in the engine, but you replace the bolts with Allen bolts that come supplied in the kit. Got the old one off. Got to line the new one up. Inside the turbo there is like an oval shape which matches up to this O-ring here. So we have to line it up there so the flat edge sits on the flat edge. I've took a little photo, so I'll put that in about now. And yeah, we'll get it in, see how it goes. Get the back line on, fold it all up, take it for a drive. back together now. You see down there, it's all in place. Everything's bolted up and tight. Just got to put all the tools back because I've thrown a lot of tools at this. As for tooling, I would say get the Allen key style star keys. That'll fit this because that would make life a lot easier. Also, make sure you have a couple of wigglies. What's the proper name for these? I call them wigglies because they wiggle. You know, ratchets, pliers, screwdrivers, everything you will need. So I'm going to tidy up my mess and then start it up and see what happens.
We did it that first time we did it.
Just had a little rev up there, and from what we can tell, I think we need to drive it for it to boost, because it won't boost without driving. I was looking at the boost gage's not moving. You can hear a little noise, so I think we're going to close the bonnet, take it for a drive and see what happens.
Have you got it set right, though?
Doesn't sound too bad, but it's not right.
Yeah, it's not right.
Right, okay, so we took it out for a drive and it wasn't working right. It wasn't really blowing off at all, like you had to be really on it to even just hear the slightest little stutter. So what I've done is I've took it all apart. If you want to know how I did that, have a look in my how to install a boost gauge video, and that shows you how it all works. So what I've done is I followed the line back all the way up through the engine, and it gets really thin here as it goes over the top, so I think that might be the problem. The pipe can't carry enough flow. So I took the fit in and I've run a line off. I've done the T-piece to the boost gauge and run the new thicker line back round to the turbo. I haven't connected it yet, but we'll do that in a second. So yeah, we're going to try this setup and see if that improves things. After this I'm going to start playing around with the tension, see if the blow-off valve was set up wrong. I think what you've got to do is soften it all off, and then turning the spring harder and harder and harder until it idles okay. But put this together, see how it goes. Hopefully this should be better. This pipe is a lot thicker than the factory, so that could be the issue, it's just not getting enough flow. Car all back together now, got the old reset valve out, everything in, everything's plumbed up, all nice and working. I think over the next few weeks I'll probably have a fiddle with the tension on the spring, just try to get that right. It doesn't feel like it's 100% dialed in yet. If you like the video, like it. If you want to subscribe. We do car stuff like this all the time. And there'll be a lot more work done on this Fiesta.
I'm going to head home now because this took a lot longer than expected.